saw a turkey fly off. We heard a hen over here, and now we're going to try to slip in here and see if we can't get some gobbling out. So it's drizzling rain right now, nothing real crazy. I think it's going to put them to bed early. We hope. Pretty sure at the end.
So are we gonna come here in the morning?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. If that's what you want to do, I'm cool with it. But I do want to go up there where me and Robert was sitting at.
I think that'd be a good idea.
Oh, it's opened up woods.
Yeah.
It's right on the boundary line. It's a perfect spot.
Hey, we just heard one, baby. Way back in there. Dude, that mouse caused the ball. Shout out to Houndstooth. Dude, he just answered. He just answered again. He's on the other side. Oh, son, you got him fired up.
I don't care if I'm 130 years old. That sound never get old.
I say we stick it all around. See if we get closer. Dude, we've been owl hooting forever. Just called an owl, 2 owls. And he was there all day.
That's why we're gonna set up right here in the morning because that bird's roosted over there.
Oh, yeah.
More than likely, I think he might work his way down here. It might be lights out, man.
Oh my God.
I ain't gonna jinx this, babe. Wait for this car to pass. I'm gonna try again. God dang, I love this call.
I love it.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I think it's
Raspy.
Yeah. Catches their attention, you know.
Oh, it caught his.
God, there's the sun. He's still right. It's 7 o'clock. You know, it's silent.
I don't care if he doesn't gobble anymore. At least we know there's a bird here.
Hey, oh yeah. That's crazy. It's 7:09. Wait a minute. I think it's like 15 after 7.
Probably.
They usually don't answer you twice. That one did. And I just hit.
It's just weird. It doesn't sound like it was 2. I thought I heard one over here.
I thought I did too. I thought I heard 2.
But then when he gobbled the second time, it's over there.
Yeah.
That's where we're gonna be at. I promise you, this is the spot to be.
That's where we need to be.
I promise.
We need to ease on up.
You're gonna see what I'm talking about. It's opened up. It is beautiful.
Dude, there's a turkey right there.
Oh, man, I'm excited.
Man, you wasn't lying. There's a dang turkey. He's fired up. If he'll answer you 7 o'clock at night, he'll answer you 7 in the morning. I guarantee.
He'll be out there gobbling all night long.
There's one over here. It's back over there. I thought there was one there too.
There might be 2 of them.
Here, let's get this house fired up. There's 2 of them. Right up there, dude. We got 2 on this side.
He's closer. I don't know if I want to walk up there.
We got 2. We got one over here, one up here. We got 2 owls fired up. Let's get going.
That bird sounds like he's actually closer this way. I don't really know if I want to go.
You heard nothing?
I'm almost. But just listen.
This is too cool.
If I'm right and that bird sounds like he's getting closer, he might be coming his way to roost back up here where we normally roost at. So that's why I don't really want to sneak up there because he might see us. I know it's so anticipating, but I just don't know if we should do it. Oh, we got him. There he is. 2 of them. 2 of them? There's 2 of them. That's 2 gobblers. Two toms, man. And they're not that far. They're probably like maybe 200 yards from here. I'm not gonna go up there, man. I'm sorry.
Can you believe we got 2 owls fired up? And they called the turkeys?
I swear.
That's too cool. Alright guys, we're down here this morning at the lake, way before daylight. We've already seen one turkey hunter.
That's 4:30 right now.
He had the hunting public shirt on, so we didn't want to tell him where we're at, dude.
4:30. It's nice and quiet, no wind at all. We're getting the boat in the water. Ready to go to our spot.
Okay guys, so stay tuned.
So see right here, that duck's over. I'm thinking maybe we put decoys out right over here and get set up back over here in this corner. That way we're aiming. He's back towards Pelvic Corner.
were 2 gobblers and 1 hen roosted in the same area. Despite our best calling efforts, we just couldn't call them away from the hen. At this point in time, once they flew down, they went silent and only would answer to locator calls.
How many did we hear over there?
There's at least 4.
There's at least 4.
And they were answering every time you called.
They were gobbling quite a bit.
Yeah.
I know it might sound crazy, but man, sometimes you can, a certain bird will gobble and you can just hear it. It's like, it's so distinct. It sounds like he's going to be the one to come in.
I don't know what type of these. That one almost sounded like a subordinate turkey. But there was one with it, and he never.
That one that was with him was a very mature bird. He gobbled a couple times. That one that was right beside him. The other one was a jake.
Maybe by himself, I think he would have got it.
By a bit. But that hen doesn't help none either. She probably pulled him right away from us.
I think she did. Every time that she would yelp, they answered it.
I know it.
And it sucks. We was right, he's in the right spot now.
Oh, there ain't nothing wrong with this setup. It's perfect. That way. Dude, there was at least 3 over this way, to my right.
They was everywhere. I mean, they ain't nothing wrong with the setup. I guess that mature bird just shot them up from the Indians.
That blows my mind. It's this late in the season and there's still hens out. It's like it's scattered. But see, she wasn't that aggressive. They knew that she was roosted right there.
When you went to go look for your gun or whatever, I heard that he, like no joke, as soon as you went to look for it, I heard it. And there sounds like somebody's over there taking a bath in the lake.
It's splashing around like crazy. It sounds like a beaver. see one, you know.
I mean, you can go, but we probably got some good footage there. You know.
Oh, you never really slow. Just look.
Those ain't sounding off. I don't know where she took them, but she took them somewhere. Well, what do you want to do?
Well, looks like we're at it again this morning. We got set up on a bird, actually two. We didn't even know there were two there until after, started getting good daylight. Started off the morning pretty rough. We kind of got a little bit of detour getting in the water. Not going to go into details there, but we got up on this bird, man. We got right in his bedroom, and about halfway before fly down time, we heard a nice little hen key up. That about broke her heart, because every time she would call, he answered her.
Yep.
Wouldn't answer her calls.
Every time we would call, he
Man.
wouldn't answer, and then she'd
We,
just give out a little yelp, and then
We gave them all we had though, and they didn't. Every time we tried to call, she just pushed them further away. But
it was an eventful morning. I mean,
it was
we
a
heard
real eventful.
We heard a lot more birds than we thought was in the area from last time we were scouting.
Oh yeah, there's turkeys everywhere.
I say within at least a mile radius. I mean, I say we probably heard every bit of 8 different birds this morning.
I think so, and I think the morning's still young, and I think we're going to try a couple in other areas and hopefully get on another one. I think that one's just an old turkey, and man, they're hard to beat, especially on public ground.
Oh yeah.
He was on private, but we
It's
went
hard.
after him.
You know, a lot of people don't understand it, but I mean, we're hunting public land, so even if we don't get a bird, but we're surrounded by turkeys and we're calling them and they're responding.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's still
Can't
pretty
give up
good.
early. Like, most people be going getting the biscuit right now. Not a good idea.
This
Sounds
sounds pretty good too.
Sounds good, but man, you want a turkey, you gotta hang with them.
Yeah, you do.
All right, well, we're at it again, so hopefully wish us luck.
Yep.
back from the public land experience, my first one, and
definitely been an experience.
man, I tell you what, it was an absolute insane morning. We were right underneath two gobblers.
Oh, I mean, we was.
When I mean underneath them, I'm talking like so close that you can hear everything they're doing. We actually heard a hen not very long after we got settled in. And I mean, this hen was low key calling. I'm talking like almost whines, and we didn't realize there was a hen with them. But man, they fired off at everything: crows, us, geese,
and
it was just
cars going up and down over the overpass. And
it was a really cool experience for me because we fell into more wildlife. I seen black ducks today. I seen owls. I seen owls yesterday evening.
I never heard so many owls in one spot my whole life.
It's ridiculous. I mean, there was probably 8 different owls in this one area.
We didn't hit the call or nothing. I mean, we just knew right where they were at.
Yeah, it was crazy. And so what basically happened was we went to go get set up. Andrew realized that he left his gun back by the boat, so he crept over there and got it. No big deal. I mean, it was still well dark. I mean, we got there really early. We kind of had a little bit of a delay getting there. We was wanting to get there when it's pitch black. Got a little bit of delay getting the boat in the water. But anyway, we got where we was going. And I just got no complaints, man. There were turkeys firing off everywhere around us.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, we got on the turkeys well up into 10 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. I mean, those two we got set up on this morning, they were every bit of 100 yards away.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
maybe not even, I don't even know if they were that far. They were probably 60 or 70 yards.
Oh, yeah. I mean.
But we could hear them across the lake on the other side. I'd say total we heard 8 or 9 birds gobbling this morning.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, well, one of the things that really contributed to us getting so close, and I'm just going to tell you, man, I think it was you, because you had already been to this area. You kind of knew where the turkeys was. Lay of the land, number one. You got to know the lay of the land. I don't care what anybody says. You can be the best turkey caller in the woods. If you do not know the lay of the land, you're not going to get close to those turkeys. You're not going to get on top of them. And you're not going to be able to know where they're going to go once they hit the ground. And I'm telling you, that makes all the difference.
It does. I mean, it really does.
I mean, it's insane. You know, it sounds really simple. And when people says, well, no lay of land, what's that mean? Well, basically what that means is turkeys use terrain to their advantage. Whether it be wind, whether it be bowls, benches. And if you want to know what that stuff basically means, it's how the land literally lays out. You have ridges, you've got low spots, you've got bottomlands. And the turkeys use each terrain differently. For example, they may cross a ridge, go into a bottom, on top of a bow, on top of a ridge. Then they'll roost up there, so when they fly down, they've got a flat place to land.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about, a bench. A bottomland is where you got either water or just a real low spot that holds water. It's usually muddy, almost swampy-like.
Right.
And they like those areas to bug out in the evenings and early morning, but also to cross in the low spots so they're not skylined.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, the more older turkeys I'm hunting, I swear I think they're like old mature deer. They literally follow those ridge lines. They know how to get in and out of there without being seen, and they have to, because think about how many things are after them.
That's a key to their survival. I mean, no different than the turkeys we're hunting. You know, they know where their boundaries are. They know where their safe haven is.
Right.
As to say, I mean.
And I just can't complain, man, with this season. I got one, you got one, Dad got one, and it's just.
We got my buddy Robert set up on one.
Yeah, that was really cool. You got to go down there on public land, and he got to get a turkey, and man, we'll have to show you some of that footage. We don't have the kills. turkey hunting is not an act, it's an experience. And it's the full ride. From the time you get up in the morning until you get home, it's the whole experience that counts. And I'm telling you, that's what drives me. It ain't killing turkeys. If that was the case, I'd gave up the first 5 years I hunted, because I went several years without killing my first turkey.
Yeah.
It's that experience. It's hearing them gobble. It's getting up and seeing things that no one else sees unless you're a hunter.
Oh yeah.
And
it's something special for sure.
Absolutely.
We take it for granted all the time, but
it's easy to take for granted. I mean, look at what happened before Corona. Everybody took everything for granted. Our freedom of just getting out and doing stuff. Now that stuff has really pressed us down, it's really made us just time to basically sit back and think, what's the most important part? The most important part is who you spend it with and just getting out. I mean, we could have gave up.
Oh yeah.
Everybody said, oh man, them turkeys ain't gobbling. You don't know until you get out. And I want to tell you this much. If you want to know how turkeys act, get up every single day. I promise you, there'll be a handful of days that they're dead on, just like everybody thinks they are. They answer those calls. The rest of the time, they may not do anything.
Right.
And it's so spaced out, you don't know what, you never know. You may have 8 roosted one day and 0 the next.
Oh
but
yeah.
That's just part of it, man. I'm going to tell you this much. I'm hooked on public land, because just the fact that look at all this land we have to hunt. We ain't got to ask a single permission.
That's the best part about it.
And the coolest thing this morning is when we got to scouting it out, I got to looking at some of the places around there. We actually got permission from a family member that actually merged on public land to go after this turkey. And unfortunately, we don't know where he went. We heard him gobbling. He's answering everything that he heard.
But even just getting to be out there and like seeing kind of the terrain and you get an idea for how they move is really crucial to what we're doing as far as trying to get on one.
Exactly.
And that way we kind of see the lay of the land, and we figure, well, if the birds are going to roost, up on the higher points of these ridges, I mean, we get down there and see the bottoms and how it all just, the contour of the land, and really see how it play into our,
And it does. It plays in. And here's the thing. We can look back on this footage and go, hey, why don't we try this time? Let's try to get in this setup location, or let's go down here. You learn from every hunt you're on. I don't care what anybody says. If you pay attention to yourself at all, you're going to learn from the next hunt. And I'm going to tell you something. It's got me excited, because think about next year. Even when things are tough, those turkeys are going to be consistent. If they like an area, they're going to be in that area.
Absolutely.
Even if the pressure's on, you got to get out and you just got to try it, because you won't know unless you do it. And that's one of the probably best things I can give as far as advice. And public land, I think so many people want to have things handed to them because they're used to hunting private land. They talk to the landowner. The landowner literally gives them a whole history of the turkeys. And they're like, hey, man, where'd you hear that turkey? Just like this morning, we saw a guy, man, and we got out, and he had the hunting public shirt on.
Oh, yeah.
And I went, oh, we got us a turkey hunter.
Yeah.
And so, you know what? We basically say, hey, man, good luck. And he got to question us a little bit. Hey, man, where's your turkeys at? But that's just part of it. You can't give it away, because the resources, first of all, that's one reason why we do not tell where we're at. We're local hunters, and there's other local hunters.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something. There's guys that only get to get out on weekends, and we're one of them, because we work through the week, and we don't want to give a resource out that's already kind of struggling. And just, we want people to hunt. We want them to do it. We also want them to do it on their own time and their terms.
Yeah.
And they got to put the footwork in. That's part of earning turkeys. You got to earn it,
Absolutely.
Every one of them, you earn them. And, man, I have to say, besides pulling the trigger, it's the only thing we didn't do today. And, I'm okay with that, because we got to see things that I would not have seen on the private land that I had permission to hunt. And, man, it's just, they hammered this morning. I mean, they was all around us hammering. And that is the most addicting part.
It's crazy to think that, considering, the area we was at, I mean, you figure there's a lot of guys that hunt around there, and you just would think that there would be more public land hunters. But, and another thing is having a boat, other kinds of access other than walking, and and driving
Man.
to places and just hiking up miles and going over ridges
That
and
saved
bottoms
us
and everything,
hours,
man.
just
And that,
hours. of-
having a boat really was very crucial into our
Oh, yeah.
success, even though we didn't get a bird. So I mean,
Right.
it
I
just plays a
mean-
big role, really. I mean, it helped us out like drastically.
I think so, and I
Saves
just
a lot
told
of
I just
time.
told you, I was like, could you imagine if we had to drive and find these birds? I mean,
Oh.
you could do it, but oh my gosh, you got to get permission to be in people's easements and stuff, and cross their properties to get to another one,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it just makes it so hard that most people are going to tell you no, because that's a recreational area, and that's what they want it for. So.
Yep.
But man, I'm honored to be with you on this hunt, and
Oh,
I
all
tell
the
you,
time,
it's
man.
just it's been a couple emotional, roller coaster years, man. But I'm gonna tell you something. This by far has been the best season that I could ever think of, because me and my dad doubled. That alone is worth gold. But the turkeys reacted to every call. Every time I went out, they may not have come in, but they gobbled. And we're talking from start to end of season.
Yeah.
That's really unusual.
It is.
Usually they won't even answer you by this time.
Yeah, normally you may get lucky here and there. Like if you hear one, normally they'll come in just because those hens are going to nest. But normally the best time of the year is always the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
At least
and-
from the time
exactly.
that I've been hunting, that's how it's been for me. I mean, I've always
And
had
for them
luck.
to have a hen right there and still answer you, man, that's rare.
Yeah, it
Because
is.
usually they don't even have a reason to gobble.
Yeah.
They just pitch down, and they just go follow the hen. But man, they gave us a show this morning. It's just you can't complain.
No,
We gave them the stage, and they
it
took it
couldn't have
away.
been any better. It was picture perfect.
Oh yeah.
Weather and all. I mean, we really lucked out.
Well, guys, I hope everybody enjoyed our videos. Hopefully, we get to do this again next year. And one of the things to take away is how cool it is to introduce new people to the outdoors. And if they don't like it, hey, that's okay, because it's not for everybody.
No.
You got to have a mindset, and you really have to be able to stick with it. And it's not cheap. Just ask our family. We spent a lot of money on it, but it's like
It's what
everything
we
else.
love.
Yeah, it absolutely is. But anyhow, I just wanted to thank everybody for watching our videos and support. And we might have some deer hunting videos coming up this year.
Ain't gonna be
I've got
long.
some interesting spots, and
Time to start prepping food plots, deer
Yeah,
stands,
oh,
trail
yeah.
cameras, running it all. I can't
absolutely.
wait.
So we're going. I had debated on whether we're going to put deer stuff in it, and I'm pretty sure we will. So you never know what's going to show up on these videos, and I'm telling you, this deer season is exciting because they got a lot of food, and there's been some giants already killed
Oh, yeah.
last year. So
I tell you what, it's this season, the spring season's been a very unforgettable.
it sure has. Well, like
Season.
I said, everybody, I really appreciate all the support. And especially from our family, it takes a lot of support from the family because we're gone a lot.
Oh yeah.
And I've got a daughter, and you've got family that really love to see you because you're down, and it's just one of those things that you got to sacrifice a little bit of time. So,
you
but anyway,
can't kill them from the couch.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
But God willingly, we'll see you in
Yep.
deer season.
Take
I'm
care.
Donnie, and this is Andrew, and this is Kentucky Thunder Outdoors.
See ya.